Welcome to Chop Shop Motors. My name is Clay, and we're going to continue some work on the 62 Fairlane. The goal is to get it sealed up so it can sit outside and not have any additional weathering happening to it other than what's already occurred. So that means we have to put a window in it. So the goal of this video is to walk you through what it looks like to replace a quarter glass in a 62 Mercury, 62 Ford Fairlane or a Mercury Meteor of the same vintage. They are all the club sedan body style. So let's take a look. So we'll look at it from the outside. It is a pretty big glass for a quarter. Because this is a club sedan, there is a lot of room in the back seat, a lot of headroom. Very comfortable for anybody riding in the back. So that makes this quarter glass a little bit bigger. So as we look inside, we're gonna have to pull that molding off right there. We're gonna have to get some access to kind of behind that door card. So I will kind of open this up and see if we have to take the seat out or not to get into it. Here is the quarter glass, sort of unboxed. As you can see, I did purchase it used. It does have the right configuration for the car. So always good to check to make sure what you bought is actually going to fit it. Now this purchase was used, so the rail on the bottom of the glass might be backwards. I couldn't tell from the picture if it was the right one I needed, but worst case scenario, I'll have to pull the regulator rail off the bottom and then reinstall it, either flip it or use the one out of the original car. Yeah, I have some bedding tape that I'll use to reinstall it, so everything will be as it's supposed to be. Okay, let's keep going. I think I'm gonna have to pull the seat out to get access, so I will proceed. The saga continues. To get access to the quarter window, you really have to take the back seat out. To get access to the back seat, I started by removing the shards of glass and the old carpet and insulation out of here so that I didn't, get harpooned by it. You can see I still have to do the rest of the car, but I'm really just trying to focus right here. We'll see how that goes. One project turns into another project as we clean this out and get it to the point where I can get access to this quarter window. So pretty close. I have to take the back portion of the seat out to get access to the very corner where this trim right here is mounted. So one more screw there and we'll have this out, and then I think we can get access to the window itself, lube up the actuator, see what other things we have to do. It is kind of tough to get the seats out of an old crusty car that's been sitting because everything's so stiff. So it's a little bit more work than back in 62 when it was new. And you never know what you're going to find. The really fortunate thing about this car is it did not to date have any critters living in it. So there's no rodent smell, there's none of that kind of stuff. So it's always a win when you don't have to deal with those kinds of intruders. So I have cleaned out the insulation, looked at the floor. I think the floor is going to need a couple patch panels. This side doesn't look too bad, but when I was underneath it, I saw a couple areas where some moisture sat, so we'll patch those. They'll be minor fixes, not a big deal. That's about it. I'm going to keep cleaning, get rid of another bucket's worth of glass, and get this back seat out. The progress to date, got the glass cleaned up. Not really installing the quarter glass per se, but it is all necessary to get access to here. So now this is all cleaned up for the most part, at least first blush. Now we'll take this back seat out. At least I can get to it without slicing my knees open. All right, let's get it out. All right, here is the window. The problem is that this is for the left side. So the glass is going to be fine, but this track right here is on backwards. So, so we have to swap that track. So that is the next thing that we're going to do. We're going to take this, we're going to tap it off of this. I have some new tape, and we'll flip it over and put the channel like this. And that way, when it goes in the car, the arm that goes into this for the actuator, the regulator, will be in correctly. So it is the same length, so we'll just drop it in the exact same place, just flopped around. All right, I'm going to take a block of wood. I'm going to knock this off gently and be really patient to work it off, and then we'll tap it back on to the other one. All right, I'll bring you back when I get that done. Here's what it looks like when this channel has been separated from the glass. So this is the bedding tape, and it's super hard now because it is, you know, 60 years old, and it is what is squeezed and allows this to just have a friction resistance to keep the glass inserted into this channel. So now what I will do is I'll take and clean this all up and get all of this old bedding tape off and dirt and grime, and I'll clean up this channel and get it all nice and dry and clean and no little nuggets. And then I will put new bedding tape on and put it back together. So I will get some stuff cleaned up, and once I get it set with the bedding tape, I'll show you how I go about tapping that down. So the channel's installed. This is the bedding tape. It comes in a roll like this. It looks like this. It's kind of just a 1/16 of an inch thick, really a fabric with impregnated rubber is kind of the makeup on it, and it just allows it to squeeze over this glass and hold this on really nice and tight. And you just put the glass against, the way I do it, I put the glass against something wood so it's nice and stable, and then I use a rubber mallet to gently whack on the rail until it's where it's supposed to be and slid down, and I mark where it goes before I take the old rail off or look at the widow marks of where the original one was. So that is the rail. It's all ready to go now. I left the X on the glass just to give me a little more traction, and now I did replace the 2 plastic rollers because I had some. The old ones were 60 years old, so I'm guessing they probably have lived their life, and as soon as you start messing with them, they'll probably break. So I'm already using the original rubber, which is so hard. I'm not even sure it's actually going to work, but it'll probably allow me to, well, we'll see. We'll see if it'll let me get the glass in. But first things first, we're at a place where we can make an attempt to get the glass in. So let me give it a try. Here we have it. The window's in. It is, car is sealed up. I gave the front window a once over. It is a bit of a challenge using the old, in this case, the old rubber, because the old rubber is super brittle. It doesn't do what it was once made to do. There it is with the molding on the inside. I cleaned it up as best as it would clean up, the best it would clean up. There it is with the glass in it. I think it looks semi-respectable. We are making headway in just bringing this car to a point of being able to have it not deteriorate until I get ready to work on it. I am excited about that. As we close the doors, it looks a little more like a car again. Gets one step closer. And that's really all we can hope for. Thanks for following me along as we put a quarter glass in a Fairlane. It is probably not something that you see done every day anymore, and it was a good exercise. Great to do it to this car to continue to preserve it. Like I said, please like, share, subscribe if this content interests you. I'm Clay for Chop Shop Motors. It's time for a cool beverage and find a cool place to sit. We'll see you on the next project.